I guess I'm done beatboxing. Hey, y'all. In light of me not quite having the time to edit a video this week, well, additional because I did a live stream of me editing a podcast, and then there was a Met Gala spotlight that uploaded earlier today, about what, 5 hours ago. I figured the best thing for me to do will be a quick video to kind of recap some of the things I've learned at this 6 month mark of me living here in South Korea. I moved here October of 2017. On October 22nd, 23rd, slash ish. And I say slash because I flew in, and by the time I got in and got actually settled into my apartment and whatnot, it was midnight the next day. So I just crossed over the 6 month mark of being a foreign resident here. And today, actually, April 26th, is the anniversary, the 2 year anniversary of the very first time I came to South Korea as a visitor, as a tourist. So I wanted to kind of share some things, and I have my phone in my hand because some of the things I kind of jotted down that I wanted to make sure to share with you all. Some things I've said before in my video about things that I wasn't prepared for, or for lack of better terms, just wasn't fully aware of. So I wanted to make sure to share these things with you just as a little reflection. I don't think my next one will be until I've been here a year concerning this. So let me first say hello to everyone, and shout out to those of you who are watching this on desktop or on perhaps a tablet. You'll be able to see the chat information right on the screen. I absolutely love this new chat feature. So hello to Regina. We got Dave, Ryder, Gabriel, Jasmine, Miss Odetha, Quiet Quila. We have Time Horse Romo. We have Maya, Rachel, Lady Rome, Naisa. My most well-spoken mother is back. Anthony. Christina just tackled me with her love. Hey, best friend. Desktop Squad. Hey, hell, Kia Kiki, Alien Girl, Vanita, TJ, Desktop Squad. Y'all are out there wilding. So some things that I wanted to share with you, lovely people. As I said, this marks my wow, this marks my 2 year anniversary date, and then 6 months being here. I left America September 18th of last year. So I've been gone a while, and it's really jolting to me how fast time moves, and how I don't feel, hi Sarah, I don't feel like I've even like scratched the surface of the goals that I had for myself. So one of the things that I learned while being here in 6 months is 1 year here is not enough time. It just isn't. Um, for those who might be the type who get homesick and things when you're far from your familiar surroundings and the people you know and love the most, a year probably could be much too long or just enough time. But when you want to travel to other spaces and other places, and you want to really maximize on the time you're spending here, but you are working and you have your work life obligations, years just not enough time. It just really isn't. Um, being as honest as possible, I miss my family. Of course I do, but I don't have an inclination to like run and hurry back, because my family's my family no matter where I am. However, I've been in a really massive flip flop thing about going back to America because one, I'm disappointed with some of the things that we're doing as a nation. It's really heartbreaking. And when you make some distance from that, there's a sense of relief that I didn't know was possible. I will never abandon my citizenship. I love my country, but as a loving and caring citizen, I don't have to approve of all the dumb crap that we do. Additionally, I have family members who are in major life transitions. There's people who are getting married, people who are having children, and things of that sort. I'm not heavily involved in children's lives in my family. I love them, and they're my cousins and things of that sort. But um, some of that stuff you just don't want to be too far away from missing. You become that long distance relative they don't really know too much about, and you're unfamiliar to them. You're watching them grow up through photos. I have family members who are ailing. I had a family member pass away while I was here, and I couldn't get back for the funeral. It was more heartbreaking than I knew possible. Um, you still have to deal with that on an individual basis. You don't have the whole family unit there together. You ultimately bond over text messages, photos sent, and Facebook messages. So that was a pain that you don't hear a lot of people talk about when they are not in their home country. You're traveling, enjoying the freedom of your life, and then someone you love passes away and you're trapped. You can't get back. You can't get back to see them off. But I know he's looking down on me, very proud of me nonetheless. Um Additionally, there's someone I love deeply who I would like to do something about in terms of a life together, but they're kind of in the doghouse with me right now. So there's that. Um Something that is important to me is the freedom to be able to travel and experience new things and whatnot. And when a person is not as willing as you to make that physical effort, that speaks volumes. I would love to come back to America and do something about that. But if this person is incapable, not unwilling, but just flat out incapable to make the same effort, then I have to just let that go. So those are some massive things that I didn't expect. Some aspects emotionally that you don't anticipate really dealing with or facing that happen. Another thing, public transportation. I've lived in places in America where it's exceptionally efficient and places where it isn't. However, as an American, we are very spatially aware. We don't like to be close to anyone or anything. Uh, Closeness is reserved for intimate relationships, intimate couples, and whatnot. So when you are on public transportation in America, we still find a way to be able to keep our space divided and whatnot. I've realized that the seats, um, uh, like the seats on public transportation and stuff, are wider and whatnot in America. But the crazy part is here, nobody seems to acknowledge it, even when somebody's being flat out rude and like rubbing up on you and bumping you and stuff. Everybody just kind of make a face like and goes with it. Like that grates on my nerves, and I've not adjusted to that. I'm getting better where my arm or my leg is touching the person sitting right by me on public transportation, but it jacks with me. That American part of me will never disappear. Like, don't touch me, okay? If you could just not touch me, that would be stellar. Ask my permission before you touch me. Don't just rub up on me because that come off real rude to me, and it sounds like you want to fight. It sounds like you want to fight even if you ain't said anything. You see what I'm saying? That's just the American in me. That's just the American in me. The other thing is people don't walk straight lines here. Ooh, um, I'm clearly getting into some things that are pet peeves for me. I don't believe we have to walk in a militaristic way. That's not even natural, where everything is just straight. However, if you see me walking this way and you walking over here and then you start doing this, that we don't have no magnets in our clothes that pull flesh to flesh. If you don't back the hay away, what is that? I don't get it. And I thought it was just because, okay, all right, I'm black, I got braids out here, I look like Medusa. It's shocking to them. No, I watched them do it to one another. It's like, why do y'all walk up on each other? Like, stop it. Just, oh my God. Just, I eventually, now that it's nice out and things, and I'll be out more often because it's been a very long time since I've given y'all some content that reflects Korea. Y'all have only seen my apartment for the most part, but I'm gonna get into that in a moment. Why that happened. Uh, it drives me nuts, but I'll be able to show y'all. I'll have video proof of how people just veer right towards you. It could be an open street and they just start walking clean towards you, and I don't understand. I don't understand. It confuses me so much. Another thing is being in English predominant places is startling for me now. I am used to having to use Korean when I speak or having to use broken English to some extent or Konglish. Getting my hair braided, which is, excuse me, getting my hair braided, which was, not is, was the first time I had to make my way over to African or American predominant areas of South Korea. I went to Camp Walker, which is one of the military bases here in Daegu. The other is Camp Carroll. But I told my taxi driver where I needed to go. I needed to go to the gate 4 of Camp Walker, and he drove me there with no issues. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. We came off of a light, and most places here in Korea have some English on the awnings or the buildings, just because everyone in the country can read and write in English. And I'm going to use that as the next thing as well. But let me clarify this first. But we made a right hand turn, and an entire street turned into New York or New Jersey. It was very shocking for me to see people who look like me, body shapes like mine, families and whatnot, hearing English being spoken without an accent, just straight English, seeing all signs in English, seeing a real taco restaurant, a Philly cheesesteak place and whatnot. And I got out, I paid the taxi driver, and I was so disoriented. He parked me right in front of the place I was going to get my hair braided. I wandered off in the wrong direction for 30 minutes. I was it was shocking. It was exceptionally shocking to be around America. And like, I've lived in Koreatown in Los Angeles, so I've seen people who are Korean who can speak English. I've hung out with them. You've watched them on my videos from time to time over the years and whatnot. It's not new, but I know I'm not at home. And that one section of Daegu is American. It's American to its very fiber with Africans mixed in. I went in to order breakfast somewhere, and I'm speaking in Korean with an appropriate Seoul standard accent. 질문 있어요. I have a question. And the Korean guy turns around and go, yeah, what you want? And I'm like, then I got confused. Like, he was like, do you want breakfast? And I was just like, yes, please. It was jolting. It was scary. It was scary because I've inundated myself to this, that I was just like, okay, well, duh, I speak English. I don't spend a lot of time with foreigners. I spend a lot of time with 5 foreigners collectively. And it's gonna be hard when I get back to America to be around everything being in English again. That's going to be very confusing for me. Um, the other thing, a lot of people have the misconception. I did not have this, but I definitely learned how true it is. The misconception is that everyone uh, can't really read or write or speak English here. That is an absolute utter lie. The entire country can read and write in English. What they cannot do, just like anyone else who is learning a language and doesn't utilize it on a day in, day out basis, is retain conversational skills. So the notion that you're speaking English around somebody and they don't understand what you're saying, oh, they do. They absolutely do, but they might not be able to respond to you because they learned English from kindergarten on up. It's in every single lesson. It's a part of their academia. It is not an option. This is mandatory. They are all in academies or hagwons after school and or before or on the weekends. School never ends. School is every day. There is some form of education and academic stimuli that never, ever, ever ends. They can read just as well as a native English speaker and write, not necessarily conjugate in the appropriate manner, but write nonetheless. So don't get fooled thinking that it's some magical miracle, especially you K-pop fans, when we get so excited when they're speaking in English and whatnot. They may have practiced that with their English tutor and things of that sort within their company or on their own, but they can read everything you say. All the strange, crazy stuff that you type on social media, cafe boards, and the likes, they definitely can read and comprehend it. They can. I'm telling you, like, don't be like, I don't know. They can, okay? They can, and they do. So, want to make sure that you are aware of that. Midnight snack. What? I eat when I want. However, when you have days and days and hours of school and or work, or you're working two jobs to pay for your schooling because school is the highest priority, there's a 98% literacy rate in this country, and everyone, for the most part, I think the percentage, and I might be grossly incorrect, is somewhere between 10 and 20%, 10 and 20% of those who have not completed university. Do not quote me on that chunk of what I'm saying, because I want to make sure the statistical data is correct. But I do know for a fact it's a 98% literacy rate in this country because school never ends. But when you're at work and education all doggone day, the few hours you get where you don't have to do that is very exciting. And at night, midnight particularly, when there's no one to really disrupt your peace, they have this thing for eating. I don't know, like, I eat when I want. I don't know why this is like such a big deal. Like, oh, midnight snack. And it's like, I'm hungry. Like, I'm supposed to wait until morning time to dine. If I was on a diet, perhaps, but I'm hungry right now. Let me eat. So, midnight snack is a very big deal. You get together with your friends, or you might mukbang, or you just eat something in the privacy and comfort of your own home by yourself. But it's very exciting to have like night food. And that would be like dakboki, which is spicy rice cake. They look like little white logs with red sauce all over it, or fish on a stick, udon. I mean, udang. um, like pastries and things of that sort. Just being able to go to a tent and eat late at night if you decide to come out of your home. That's something that appeals to a lot of people as well. Another thing that I definitely learned in the time that I've been here is that healthcare outside of America absolutely doesn't and should not cost an arm and a leg. It shouldn't. Um, I have had health insurance in America. I have not had health insurance in America. I have had the benefit of family members paying for it. I've had the benefit of having to pay out of my pocket, and I've had the disadvantage of not being able to afford it. And I got here and was able to deal with some things I never thought I would have to deal with concerning my health. A few months ago, I almost died. I was having an asthma attack and did not know. I was born with asthma, so it's been with me my entire life. When you all ask me questions about my health or my allergies, because I'm often sounding hoarse and whatnot, and things of those sort, some of that has nothing to do with allergies or cold, or having a cold or having the flu. Some of those were impacts of long-term untreated asthma because it was under control. Well, when I got here, living in a temperature and an environment again that has all four seasons distinctly, um, it got to a point where I was getting very ill and didn't know why. I thought it was the dust that was coming over from China and whatnot. I thought it was all based upon pollution. I started becoming very, very hoarse, and didn't realize that that was a sign of being exasperated until I was basically sounding like this. But I was breathing fine. It didn't seem labored or anything of the sort. And not knowing that the signs of an asthma attack can change, and not having an asthma attack in over 23 years, um, you don't know that your body can react to it a different way. Had it not been for Jessica being on my butt about going to the doctor, because Jessica always thinks somebody on the cusp of death, I really would have been dead. I went to the doctor on a Thursday, and I was in a full blown asthma attack and had no idea because I felt perfectly fine. I just felt very, very tired. And had I taken a nap that day, like I more often than not do, I more than likely would not have woken up. I would have died in my sleep. I was able to take care of that scary moment, get medication and everything, all under $120. I know for a fact in America, one of the inhalers that I have right now is about $300. It shouldn't be. It does not need to be. There's no reason for that. Another thing that I've been dealing with, which has kept me from giving you all quite a bit of more personalized videos about me being out in Korea and things of that sort. Some of you may have noticed in some previous videos that I had a band-aid right here, a big patch. There's also a really big patch right here. I was being treated for melanoma, skin cancer. We were looking for proof that it did not exist, and by the grace of God, it does not. So I had some biopsies that needed to be done, and I needed to be certain that my health was correct before I go back out into the world and live and things of that sort. So it's been a very scary few months. And I've been functioning and still living because this is the life that I have. But there were things behind the scenes that I needed to take care of, things that I was doing to ensure that my company would be okay in the event I had to fight for my life. You see what I'm saying? um my priorities became very, very substantial. uh so I am grateful that healthcare out here saved my life. There's no other way to say it. Being able to get biopsies and x-rays and skin analysis and monthly health diagnosis and my inhalers, my asthma medication, the whole 9 yards, would have put me in debt again in my home country. And that's angering. That's infuriating. I would have died if I was back home because at the time I didn't have insurance while I was there. I don't have insurance here. That is common. I have traveler's insurance and then there's the national insurance as well. But I pay for everything out of pocket with no issues, none whatsoever. That's a luxury I've never afforded in America out of my own pocket. Just going when I got bit by a spider that was poisoning me and atrophying my arm. This was 2016, I believe, y'all. Um, just going for a doctor to look at my arm and say, "Oh, it's poison here, take this medicine." That cost me $800. Being able to go to a doctor here, be able to explain what I'm going through, immediately get diagnosed, get the medication, get the pharmaceutical stuff filled within 15 minutes, be able to get back home, take rest, take the medication, and get to work on time cost me 64. That's been that's been a very shocking thing to learn in these past 6 months. And the other thing is just how it appears to a foreigner that there's not a lot of option to do relationships the way that you want to, excuse me. It seems as if everybody has minimal choice in the matter about having to be in a relationship, having to get married, and having to have children. It's very limiting and it doesn't work for everyone, but it's forced upon them here. Um, so yeah, that's been interesting to watch. Some people just really don't look like they want to be in a couple at all, and some people don't feel that their worth matters anything until they are in one. So that's been interesting. So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to share with you at this point, especially dropping that big nugget about my health. But there's been a lot of questions that have scrolled through while I was talking. So let me go back up and find those. Some questions may have been answered while I was talking, but anywho, I will look nonetheless. So Gabby asked, "Will you stay longer? If a contract is extended to me, I will consider it. I've not made a solid decision on it just yet, because of the factors that I talked about when you asked this question earlier." Hey, inappropriate K-pop mom. It's very uncomfortable living in America sometimes. It's very uncomfortable living anywhere sometimes because each place has its own unique little problems, and there's no utopia. There's no perfection anywhere. Um, Hello, Miss Wicked. I can definitely relate because my entire mother's side of the family lives in India. My grandmother also passed away in India, who was like my best friend. I'm sorry to hear that, Shruti. Jeebus, that crush after Big Bang on the subway. Oh my God. Yeah, that was, I just, ugh, agitating. I can't stand random people touching me and not apologizing or anything. Like, they're not going to here. They are not. And they know you're not from here when you do apologize. Also, another thing, when you see other foreigners here, you know when you've come across an American foreigner, not because they're loud, because that's a stereotype, but because we all say hello to each other. If you see a foreigner from Europe or another English speaking, predominant English speaking country, they just keep looking. They don't make eye contact with you or anything. So Americans, in that regard, we are more friendly than I thought we were. I can't stand when people smack their food. That drives me up a ferocious wall, but I talked about that in the first video. I still hate it now. I will always hate it. It has nothing to do with the culture here that people chew with their mouth open. I just hate it, and it makes me cut down on who I eat with because I hate it that much. I will smack with some people if I'm eating with younger people to provide them with a level of comfort. I'll smack a little bit, but it's literally, and that's it. Like, I'm not doing it more than that. I spent too much time chewing with my damn mouth closed to see a benefit in smacking. Oh God, the zigzag walking. Yeah, I hate it so deeply. I don't know you. Why are we breathing each other's air? Back up. That's the New Yorker in me. Give me 10 to 15 feet, please. Back up, man. Swerve. I'm deceased. Not magnets and clothing. We don't. Like, I just like, get away from me, please. When my sister walks in front of me, I push her out the way. I can't stand it. If y'all watch me when I'm on Jessica's vlogs, Jessica has a tendency to veer when she walks and she bumps into the person she's walking with. I can't stand it. So I'm constantly shoving her. Man, that interpreting touching as people wanting to fight you seems unhealthy, to be honest. Interpreting touching as people wanting to fight you. No, it's not interpreting it as wanting them to fight me. It's an interpretation of, you're in my personal space and flight or fight kicks in. And my inclination is not to run. I don't back down from nothing unless I know it's absolutely impending doom. We about to square up. Plus, I'm from Detroit. I grew up in a major city. For those such as my coworker who grew up on an island in a very isolated area, that doesn't cross her mind. She didn't grow up in a city. So that's upbringing as well as just my internal makeup. I'm about to fight versus flight. I don't believe in scampering for no reason, unless it's a herd of black people running. And I'm gonna run, get to the one who started the running, ask why we running, because that's a cultural thing. Straight portal in Korea. That's how I feel every day in America when I can finally go to an Indian store. Yes, I finally caught your live stream. Yay, Owen Don 76. Happy for you. My husband is stationed at Camp Walker. That's what's up, Kayla. It's an interesting spot. Reverse culture shock. It was really culture shocking for me. It was very uncomfortable. Yeah, what do you want? I'd cry honestly. Speak more. Culture shock too. Wow, has it been 6 months already? Congrats. Is the best way to learn a language is to get infused in the culture. The best way, F Doctor, to learn anything. First off, F Doctor, are you new to my channel? Because you've been on a lot of my videos, leaving a lot of comments. I appreciate it. All YouTubers do see everything that people leave. I'm trying to kill, I got fruit in here. I'm trying to kill a bug. All YouTubers see every single message y'all leave, whether or not we comment or not. But the best way to learn any language is to learn the best way that you learn. I learn best by being shoved into the space. I don't do well with having class and structure and all of that because I hate it, even though I'm a teacher. um, but the consistent way is to keep yourself surrounded by it. You might not be able to get on a plane and dive here or wherever you're learning the language for an extended period of time, but you still should be listening to it as often as you can. News, music, watching movies, watching film and television and whatnot. Anything to be able to get yourself as acclimated as you can to hearing it on a regular basis. It keeps it from sounding so foreign. I'd be surprised if they couldn't read or write English since it's a part of their curriculum. So they have year-round school. They don't have year-round school. It just never ends. They have their windows of time off and things like we do in other countries. But the competition, the competitive edge of being the smartest one, and the pressure of that, which some of them don't even see it as pressure. It's just a part of their world. They are constantly enrolled in some type of academic, musical, or sports stimuli. Speak truth with that K-pop stuff. Your opals know full well. Now I need to watch what I type. That's why I warn K-pop fans, be careful what they say to idols because they aren't stupid. You moved to Korea for work or for the experience? I'm considering, but I'm thinking of going to Japan instead. I'll move for work. Thank you, TJ. He answered. Healthcare in America is straight trash. It's upsetting. It's very upsetting. What wow, isn't air pollution really bad there? It's bad, but it's not as bad as it is in China. Like, people who have lived here longer than me will probably say it's much more worse because they've lived here longer than I have. And I'm like, we don't live in China. What do we really have to complain about? Everywhere that is industrialized has pollution. Do what you can about your health. We're all gonna die anyway. So hi Trishy. Thank you all for being glad I'm okay. I was born with it and I'm 20 years. I haven't had a problem, but I still have it. Yeah, it's a disease. It'll never go away. Asthma is a disease. And in some cultures, Black folk particularly, we like to say, oh, they grew out of it. You don't grow out of a disease. I killed it. You don't grow out of a disease. You have it your entire life. You learn to manage and control it. America is so money hungry, it's insane, yet so deeply in debt. I have asthma too, so I usually have an emergency inhaler on me. I was wondering if the weather in Korea is suitable. If you function well in four seasons, yes. For me, I was eager to move away from snow. I hate snow. It's not a preference to me. I don't like cold weather. And I grew up in that. I was born in Texas. I was born in Houston. But I grew up in cold weather. I hated it. And the first opportunity I got to get away from it, I did. And I hadn't been back in it until this past winter. Uh, EpiPen is a BS price too. It's ridiculous. They want you to die. Um, I am so glad you're okay. Thank you, everyone. Health is the new wealth. Thank God for good health. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wish it was the fair treatment for Park Bom, though. The ignorance of not knowing what ADHD medicine is, because psych issues aren't taken. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I didn't learn this 6 months ago. I learned this much earlier. The aesthetic pursuit of perfection here. You don't see a lot of people who are in wheelchairs and things of that sort. They are here. They are humans. They exist. You don't see a lot of children with Down syndrome and things of that sort. They do exist. They are here. However, there are a lot of people who give their children up for adoption or just neglect them entirely if they aren't physically perfect. And psych issues, psychiatric issues, there's a lot of denial of the validity, hence the high price that people pay with suicide and whatnot. So having attention deficit hyperdeficiency disorder, which a lot of people out here do, I got some students who do, and I know because I've worked with people who have that. I have that training. Also, there's some autistic students of mine, but their parents will never acknowledge that as such. It's hard to convince an entire nation that those things are real, actual problems. Just like it's hard to convince some minorities that you can't just pray your way through some problems that happen. So that's why it was such a harsh thing for her. Um, it's very unfortunate. Same with anybody who smoked marijuana and how the whole nation just turns their nose up at that. And it's like, come on now, that's a good chunk of y'all who went abroad and smoked. Don't be brand new. Let's not act like the pot ain't calling the kettle black. Um, let's see, how hard is it to gain residency in Korea? If you find a job, you're a resident for the duration of your visa. If you're looking for long-term foreigner residency, it can be difficult if you don't have flexible scheduling, but otherwise it's not that hard. You find things to volunteer for. There's a point system to become a long-term resident here. You earn points by volunteerism, your involvement in your local community, learning the language and passing the assessments for it. And there are a few other things that you have to financially do, but it can grant you long-term status. I'm so thankful you are okay, Ashley. I'm sure it must have been hard dealing with all this alone since you are there without any family. No, dealing with my family would have made it stressful as hell because my family, boy, like, I'm absolutely grateful that they weren't here for it. And they would have had a heart attack if something really was going on. They would have felt like I needed to fly back. I would have died flying back. I would not have been able to afford to do anything except be there with them feeling sorry for me or panicking at the disco. So I'm actually okay. I have friends who are here and things of that sort. I wasn't exclusively alone, but I'm so grateful that they weren't here. I really am. Oh my God. I really, really, really am. You are one strong woman, and my hat's off to you. And strength is contextual. I wasn't strong. I want to live. So what was I supposed to do? Drop a knee, bow down, and die? Y'all know me much too well for that. There wasn't a thing of saying I wasn't nervous. I was quite concerned, but I was ready to go balls to the wall to fight. I'm not coming off of this side of living with a whisper, with a whimper. Ain't no way. So I wasn't scared. I just didn't want to terrify everybody by giving y'all the information prematurely. I needed to know for certain. I appreciate you for thinking I am strong, but my strength comes in my transparency and my willingness to share my life with you all and what I'm going through and how I'm going to handle it. Like, the strongest I've been was taking a boat oar to a snake to try to kill it. That's the strongest I've ever been. But my strength comes in being who I am, you know? I know it's a couple situation for a long while now. It agitates the hell out of me because I just nothing wrong with couples, nothing wrong with love. It's a beautiful thing, but like being so tied into it as a part of your identity, that's something I'm not familiar with, nor do I aspire to ever dump myself into. Wow, thank you. These are things I never really thought of. I'm so happy that you're doing better. Love your hair, by the way. Thank y'all. Will we ever have another class video? I loved it. More than likely not on YouTube. I will keep it on Instagram because it stays up for 24 hours and then it disappears. That was a huge risk to put it on my YouTube channel, but I know that the internet would freeze and things of that sort. But the kids are aware. Like, it's not new to them, but these aren't my children. So I have to be very, 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 very careful with that. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not smacking unless it's like whatever that candy is that likes to lock your teeth in place. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask about that class live stream. Do you need parental permission to have their kids in your live stream? I asked since you know U.S. parents would use that to sue you. They more than likely would sue. But that video won't be up forever anyway. It's up for a while because some of my kids watch my YouTube channel, so they want to be able to see themselves, and then from there it goes. But it will stay on the Instagram stuff because it's only up for a moment and then it disappears permanently, at least permanently, unless you go into all of the back internal data and whatnot. But that's also why you all haven't physically seen like the awning of the school that I work at and things of that sort. It's for their protection and for discretionary purposes. Ashley, I don't know why, but I feel like you'd be an excellent principal. I would be sad as a principal, and I'll tell you why. And I didn't learn this until my cousin became a vice principal in Houston, Texas. When you are a principal, the hands-on experience you put in the classroom, it dissipates. You turn into a person who has to come and smack down the authority, or you're attending meetings upon meetings upon meetings, and you lose that firsthand connection with those students. And sometimes that's the most memorable place to be. I only remember two of my principals and my whole academic upbringing. One, because my asthma medicine mixed with the amount of syrup that I used to like to pour in every single square in my Eggo waffles as a child would have me cranked up to 11. So the principal would have to come get me to help me calm down. And then two, the principal I used to have in high school, because if you've ever seen the original movie Clueless, I used to pull a Cher Horowitz on him quite a bit and manipulate my grades. And I would have a really good argument and he would change my progress reports. So the impact isn't there. But I remember like my English teacher, Miss Vicky Hooks Green, Miss Green at Cass Technical High School, one of the most profoundly impactful women in my life, and I can't really talk about her without tearing up. I love her like a mother. She was and still is an English teacher at that school, and her personal connection with all of us is profound. And if they ever bumped her up to a principal or a vice principal, there'd be hundreds of children all over this world who would not have her impact. My English teachers impacted me more than any other teachers, except for a theater teacher I had named Mr. Otulakowski, who was hard as all get out on me because he knew I had the potential, but I was a butthole. I've always been a jerk from time to time. F Doctor said I am. Excuse me. And the only way I would know that you're new to my channel is because of the comments. So I told you, YouTubers, we see everything that y'all do. concerning us. We don't always necessarily respond. Sometimes it's smart not to. Um, but yeah, and same fellow educator, music teacher. I watched so many cool. Ooh, music teacher. K drama. I became proficient. That's awesome. Hey, young Ajima, if you're still in here. LOL, don't like cold weather. Come to Guam in summer all year long. Yeah, but y'all got like giant mosquitoes, don't y'all? Do you have anything to say about the daily living expenses in South Korea, like grocery shopping, etc.? It's exceptionally inexpensive to them who have lived here their whole life. Things seem expensive to them. Me as an American, this is breadcrumbs. I'm balling out of control out here. Now, I'm not saying everything is like that. Like I do like recoil in horror at the price of beef. It's cheaper to eat out most of the time than it is for me to cook at home. But nothing here seems overtly expensive to me, not even the clothing. I can't fit half the clothing. So the clothes that I can fit, I have to go to American retailers. Zara, which I don't shop at, H&M, which I have a conflict of interest every time I go because I do support the boycotting of the ignorant stuff they put on the clothing that they issued in America. Um, and Uniqlo, that's pretty much my whole window of shopping right there. And I'm not a big shopper to begin with. It doesn't appeal to me unless it's for accessories. So I would have been more financially well off now with my personal goals that I have for myself had I not been contending with so much stuff with my health. But yeah, it's very comfortable here. Seoul is a little bit more expensive, but Busan and Daegu comparatively are easier. Oh my God, same my group in Atlanta. I can't take it when winter comes around because I live in the South. I don't want cold. Physical difference in Korea is portrayed so poorly in their media too. It really is. Everybody has to be skinny, and if you got a little bit of meat on you, then something is wrong. But there's a lot of people out here who prefer thicker and bigger. That's exciting to see the amount of couples who are actually real size and how media doesn't cater to them is unfortunate. Seriously, they just don't want to deal with natural illnesses and disorders. No wonder their suicide rate is high as hell. Yeah, that's exactly why. That's exactly why. It's not perfect. So we can ignore that. And if you don't have perfection, you can go buy it by altering your face or your body and whatnot. We on the Western hemisphere of the world, on the Western side of the world, we know that your physical appearance is not a character trait. That is considered a character trait here. Oh, if you're pretty and the person you're with is pretty, you all can learn to like each other and love each other. Whereas if you go to Japan, you can be butt ugly, but if you're the smartest man in the room, you're the hottest one. So, it is what it is. I'm loving the healthcare talk. It's very interesting since I'm about to graduate nursing school. Congratulations to you, Sarah. Is there another place you want to travel or maybe live? I want to go wherever I can go. I would like to live in Spain, but I have some qualms, some fears about that. Living in Spain, I have always had this idea. For those of you who don't know, and I mean it'd be kind of shocking if you don't. The newbies wouldn't know, but I am not I do not desire to physically give forth life. I don't want to physically be a mother. I don't want to have children. I would preference staying a teacher or being an auntie who cool or being a foster parent or adopting at some point in time. And I don't want to adopt a young child. I want to adopt a preteen, somebody who already got a lot of problems and needs somebody to believe in them and things of that sort. Um, but when it comes to Spain, I have this fear because I have an affinity towards that country just as much as I did towards Korea. There was no reason for me to want to come here as bad as I did, but it consumed me. Spain been on my list since I was in 6th grade. And I have a feeling I'm gonna get off the plane. A man gonna turn, look at me. He gonna say, Buenos dias, and I'm gonna immediately be triumphantly pregnant with triplets. And I just don't, I don't want and or need that. So I'm fearful. I don't want to go to Barcelona. That's where everyone goes. I don't want to go to the tourist attractions. I want to go to Madrid or Seville. I want to be off the radar. I want to get immersed in the culture and open my window and smell the foods and hear the music late at night and dunk my entire face in a plate of paella. I want that. But I want to go to many places. I want to go to Jerusalem and put my hands on the prayer wall and I just want to feel the presence of that many people praying and something that's so many centuries old just knowing what I believe in on a religious base, on a faith base, was there at some point in time. I want to go to Egypt, not necessarily to see the pyramids, but I feel like it's somewhere I got to go, even though it's in a lot of war torn circumstances. Have to get into New Zealand. There's a whole bunch of Magualas there just waiting to see me. But I want to go anywhere. I only have one life. If I can get to as many places as I can impact more lives. So that's just what I want. Panicking at the Disco. That's my thing. Roar, grr. Hey Jess, if you're still in here. Thank you, Jesus. Hi, Jess. Hey, Jess. Yeah, I could only imagine the chaos explosion that would have happened if it was here. Yeah, it would have been insane if I was there dealing with my health. I love your straight talk, Ashley. Keep on surviving and striding. Thank you. The snake story. Boy, that doggone snake. I swear to gosh. I just watched about racism, about dance clubs in Korea, about standards. Uh, yeah, that happens, but those are also some of the things that I've experienced in America too. So that doesn't come as a shock to me. Ooh, Annette, I know what you're talking about. I just watched that too. Hey, Ashley. Hello, Mama Laka. Oh God, I scrolled too fast, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me scroll on up. I scrolled so fast, everything disappeared. Okay. Why else it's cheaper to eat out? Yeah, I can go around the corner, literally out my house, one block up. I can go eat all the pork, beef at a barbecue grill for $5 that I want. I go in there and throw down on Fridays. With $20, I'm eating like a star. All the side dishes that come with meals, banchan, that is free and refillable to your heart's desire. So I can go with $5 or $10 and eat like a star. It's wonderful. I needed this, Ashley. I need to stay off Twitter and Tumblr. Must avoid IW spoilers at all costs. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give you spoilers. I did see the movie already, and I would have changed some outcomes if I could have. I'll be talking about it on a podcast next week, I believe. It'll be on youtube.com/MacG Productions LLC. Of course, I'll tweet about it when it gets to that. That's why so many of y'all eat out more. It's cheaper. Oh, yeah, that's exactly why. I take more money to buy 12 groceries when I can go feast for the same amount every day of the week. It's Jazz turn to Love Tackles Jazz. It's weird you are such an inspiring person with how you carry yourself. This may sound too weird or something, but I do look up to you as someone who wants to make a difference and live their best life. That's all I got, Gabby. I do want to make a difference. And sometimes making a difference in people's world is not because like you pump them up with some like motivational speech type of crap that you know sounds good and you don't mean it. I don't say what I don't mean. And it gets me in trouble sometimes because I'll just say whatever. But I mean what I say. Like a lot of people put on their minds that you have to, oh, you know, what legacy will you leave and whatnot. I was just talking about it with TJ 40 minutes ago. Like, my business is my legacy. My outreach on YouTube is my legacy. Y'all will never forget me. I could be gone once this camera goes off. Y'all will never forget me because I've always been straight up with y'all. I always have been. And I always will be. That's all I got. All my hair could be off my head. My eyebrows ain't right. I might not have showered just yet, and I'm on YouTube saying whatever it is I got to say, and y'all tune in to it because it's entertaining and it's real. And that's all I can give y'all. I hope I'm a positive role model. I didn't want to be one. See, not lying again. That came out before my brain could block it. Shit. I didn't want to be a role model. There's pressure that comes along with that. People start expecting stuff from you. People start hating on you, looking into stuff that really ain't the case. Bring it, bitches. Like I I will never be accused of being false. Never. You can try if you want to. I don't even need the receipts. The conversation I can have on an individual basis and my wherewithal to come straight to wherever a problem is and say what I have to say makes me appeal to y'all. So I hope I'm a positive influence. I hope y'all mouth isn't as bad as mine and y'all aren't as petty as I can be. I have positive hopes that you are much more than that than I am. So sure you want to handle Spain? Absolutely, Trishy. I have to. Lord willing. How are you, Jess? I seen the Twitter stuff. You okay? Talk the Twitter stuff to Jess on her stuff. This my stream. Buenos dias. Triplets? Yes, triplets. It wouldn't be one, baby. Can you talk about the crazy driving in Korea? I heard the seatbelts are not even that serious there. Seatbelts are all over the place. Seatbelts are on buses and in taxis and everything. They're manufactured within the cars. Crazy driving is something that people talk about everywhere they go because everyone takes the driving from where they are and compares it to other places. I don't feel in danger. If anything, it entertains me. Like they can be aggressive in their driving approach where they'll zip through one thing to another spot and whatnot, but it's not just aggressive, wild ass driving. It just isn't. Uh See, Israel, yes, Trisha, definitely. I want to go to the Amalfi Coast in Italy for my 60th. Yes, and New Zealand. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Lord, the men in Spain. I had a layover in Spain, a layover, and my womb felt the text. See, Jessica said it. See, I'm not trying to have them kind of problems. Or Jamaica. Jamaica doesn't appeal to me as much as Dominican Republic does. For one, I look Dominican when I'm tan. And the first interaction I had in Los Angeles with people who I thought were black, and I turned and started speaking to them, and they turned back to me and started speaking Spanish. I was like, wait, pause. You don't know anything, Detroiter. You didn't learn anything. Woo, you know nothing. So I want to go there. I need to experience that. Florida to Italy. Hopefully, my next destination, all about travel. That would be awesome. Forever 21 is the one that bothers me. They legit labeled bendies as face jewelry, and I'm just like, ugh. Shruti, their policy now get this. Forever 21 was founded by two Koreans, a husband and wife who are staunch Christians. If you flip the bag upside down, you will see John 3:16 at the bottom of every single bag. There's no lying about that because one, you can flip a bag and see the truth. Two, you can Google it and find out. And three, I used to be a manager Forever 21, so I know what I'm talking about. But on the distribution side, and even so, like they all have like communal lunch and everything together and whatnot. They're very about the Christian familial life. However, comma, in that you all are also in the space of we'll apologize after we do it. So they produce things once it becomes a demand or it's hot, make a whole bunch of it, make the money, get a cease and desist issued to them or a threat for suing, and then they use the money that they earned from those sales to settle the problem. On a business side, it's strategic as hell. On an ethical side, it's a little bit questionable. But again, on a business side, it's strategic as hell. That's why they keep fiscally doing well numerically. Numerically, the numbers just keep on charting. Fiscally also means numerically. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm also reading the email at the same time that I'm talking. Okay. Are they really that fine in Spain? Not so much a thing about them being fine. The yeah, I speak Korean in a hot, horrible, non-fluent way and whatnot, but Spanish is the most beautiful language to me and Hispanic culture. And oh my God, like, oh, it's a part of my family, it's a part of my circle of friends, it's everything, but it's beauty to me. And a good example of it is if you watch the BuzzFeed commercial, not BuzzFeed's commercial, BuzzFeed's video of two women being spoken to by numerous dialects of Spanish. It's just so beautiful to me. Oh my gosh. You could be telling me that you're getting ready to just go to the grocery store and go get some potatoes. And be like, yes, do that. And then come back home so I can love on you. Like it's beautiful to me. So aesthetics, they're appealing. Don't get me wrong. I love me some good looking men and some hot looking women. Lord bless it. But in a mate, if you look good, if my partner is handsome and whatnot, and then we go somewhere and something detrimental happens, what if we're in a fire and now his skin is permanently damaged and whatnot? I'm supposed to leave you because you don't look so hot. It's got to be all popping up here. So yeah, they might be good looking, but that accent and that language, along with whatever is here and what's in their heart, that's what would end up having me pregnant with triplets. Yes. Buenos Dias Ashley suddenly has 67 kids. Exactly. And I'm just not gonna know what to do with that, y'all. I'm not trying to be Octomom. That's me with Japan. I want to go, but I'm scared I'm gonna wind up married with twins, and I don't want that for my life. See, exactly. How's the drinking culture in Korea? Alcoholic? Next question. Because there's not that much emphasis of psychological assistance, then you just numb your pain with alcohol. And everyone is a smoker, and darn near everybody wears glasses because their eyes are always in a book or always in front of a computer. So yeah, they're drunks. Not walking around like trash. You'll see it sometimes, maybe on a Friday, but everybody's a functioning drunk for the most part. A lot of people don't drink just the same. That's a sweeping generalization. Don't take it as factuality. But drinking culture is a real thing here. You saw the movie? I'm dead. Well, yeah, I live in the future, y'all. It's Friday for me right now. It's Friday, 10:55 a.m. It's 8:56 p.m. for some of y'all on Thursday. So yeah, the movie already came out here. Of course I saw it. It's been my tradition to see Marvel movies on and or around my birthday since they started 10 years ago. Because we love you. Thank you, Trish. We love the new hair. Thank you, Into Movies. Yes, breaking bitches is the new motto. I love the realness of you, Ashley. Thank y'all. SJ just announced for KCON New York. I'm gonna see the vampire and my man's Don K. I hope you enjoy it. I loved when they came to KCON LA. It was amazing. Could you react more to the fangirl versions, please? I've addressed this before. I'll address it again. The reason there aren't any fangirl versions uploading is because I can't upload certain videos while in Korea. I would have to edit the videos, send them off, send them to Jessica or someone else in America to be able to upload to my YouTube channel. And quite frankly, that's just a lot of damn work. So they might appear on my Facebook page from time to time. They might appear on my website because my website and the company website, macgproductions.com and multifacetedacg.com, both websites are slowly going through some developmental transitions. And I don't like putting up the thing that says coming soon. I just like changing shit and people go and be like, what happened? So I am making decisions about that, especially now that I have a clean bill of health and have the energy to be able to do it. Like trying to sing and commentate at the same time and whatnot could win me, take me out. I had to hit my inhaler in the middle of the jam. Them. She fake ASF. Me. No, she's very much real. She just ain't changing for nobody. Not nobody, not a doggone anybody, not at all. Not at all. I am my mother's child completely in that way. Um, I aspire to be as honest. I used to be a habitual liar, Time Horse Romo. That's what makes you turn into an honesty freak. I used to be a hardcore liar um, because some of the relationships and interactions I was in at the time warranted it. They weren't there for who and what I am. And in order to appeal to, appease, pacify those people in my past, I had to do a lot of lying. When it got to a point where the lion was killing me from the inside out, I started being real, real. And there were some losses in that. But in the long run, I can look at myself in the mirror and know who I am. And I don't look like foreign to myself. I don't look like a lie to myself. So maybe one day you will get to that point of honesty. I had to lose a lot to gain so much. Yeah, that's the best way to answer that. Fool with Forever 21. My mom said that when she dies, she wants me and my sister to meet up, fly to Italy, and spread her ashes into the ocean. I think that's beautiful. Oh. My mother was buried. My mother was a very serious Christian woman, and she believes in the resurrection of the body to meet the spirit when Armageddon comes. However, if I would have had my way, I would have taken my mother's ashes and I would have scattered them on the coast of Florida because she would take a vacation by herself every year for many years. And that was her favorite place to go. One year she took her sister. The way Jessica and I are in terms of how close we are, that's how she was with her sister. She only had one blood sister and who is still alive. And if I could have scattered her there, I think it would have honored her in her own way. What I have of her that is related to Florida because it was such a happy place for her is I have a rhinestone encrusted starfish that she used to wear on a necklace. I broke the necklace many, many moons ago, but I still have the starfish. That's Florida for her. Yep. Ethically meh. Y'all are silly. Good to see you, K-pop mamas. Hey Ashley, hello Atlanta, hi Adrian, hey girl, hey, two accents. See, accents are a hell of a thing. They can be. Hello, Wesley. That video was hilarious. Homegirl was ready to go home with all of them. Excuse me. If you look good on the inside and outside, then we good. Amen to that. Ah, I saw that video you're talking about with the two girls being spoken to in different Spanish accents. The guy from Venezuela won my heart. Geez, see, y'all know what I'm talking about on BuzzFeed. Charisma and charm equals Spain. I be done had a bloody nose as soon as I get off the plane. Pregnant with triplets. Danger, y'all. Do you have any advice for me? I'm becoming an ambassador for Japan from Florida, and I'm the only black. Sorry, I had to do a praise dance. What? Okay. I'm the only black person on the team. I feel like I can't F up on the trip like my white fellow ambassadors. Um, wow, amazing. Ooh, congratulations to you, first and foremost. I'm so excited. My advice for you, when it comes to us, we have to work twice as hard to get half of the acknowledgement. But you magical being, you did the work and you have ambassadorship to represent Florida. Girl, if that don't speak on its own, I don't know what does. You being yourself is all that matters. You're going to have questions and inquire things and whatnot, but observe the group around you. See what the temperament is of them as you explore Japan. Wow. And just be yourself. Please be yourself. Don't go and be or do anything that isn't natural for you while you're experiencing it. You are a foreigner in another country. There are expectations where it's just going to be things where you just be off, regardless of what color you are. LOL, I feel you, Ashley. There was a Hispanic guy who was just naturally flirty and could play guitar in my seventh grade music class. I learned self-control. I feel like if weed was legal in Korea, almost everybody would be faded to combat the stress. I agree with that, Gabby. Is drinking culture big? Because I don't plan on drinking ever, so I don't know how I'll deal with that. It's absolutely big. And if you're in a corporate setting, if you end up working for a corporate job, you're going to have a hard time. So you might want to, that might be a lie you have to do. I can't, health condition. Because if you just say you got acid reflux, they ain't gonna care. Their response is everybody here got GERD, drink. I had a friend who was not a drinker until she moved here. She came back to America a drinker. It's a very hard thing to battle against, but stand your ground. If you don't want to drink, do not drink. You just won't get invited to as many social functions. Yes, I'm seeing Infinity War tonight. I hope those of you who go to see the movie absolutely enjoy it. And go in with an open mind, like for real. Seriously. Just naturally spiteful and funny. That's Ashley. Yeah, I'm spiteful. I hate that. I work on it. You might not be able to do the fangirl versions, but I'm still looking forward to the K-pop Supernatural series if you develop it into a after vampire version. But I never said I was. But I never said I was. You're gonna be looking forward to something that might not ever happen. We already have a whole bunch of empty promises from me to begin with. About 3 other series still haven't even made their way onto the screen. So you're gonna be waiting. I had that one rant. I don't intend on expounding upon it. That's the thing with movie sequels. You get magic in one and then you get the second one. You're like, this was crap. They should have left it alone. I know where my magic was when it was in that first video. I can't lie very long, to be honest. Don't let Mima send me to Spain. Oh my God, she would expect you to come back with children and husband. Sup, Ashley? It's funny because as a Hispanic, I don't really like listening to Spanish too much, although I speak it fluently. Much prefer the sound of French. And see, I hate French, Matt. I can't stand French, Matthew. Oh my gosh, that was the first foreign language I learned. Um, when I used to go off on my ex-husband, it would always be in Spanish. It never ended up being impactful because he'd just be like turned on about it. But uh, yeah. Thank you for the congratulations and advice. I'm in high school and to be my look at that. I'm in high school and the be yourself advice may be cheesy to some, but sometimes that's easy to forget. It is easy to forget. I have to pep talk myself every time before I walk out of this door. All right, Ashley, don't go in there and be an extra ass American. Get yourself fired from this job. You need this. Like, be yourself. Be real with the students and whatnot, but don't be no pushover. All right. It's just 8 hours. Like I have to pep talk myself on a regular basis, y'all. I didn't always have this level of self-esteem. Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. Used to not be able to stand myself for crying out loud. But that's because I wasn't being real with myself. It's kind of easy to hate yourself when you lying all the time and you gotta fake what you want in life and who you are and things to keep other people from bothering you. I could only imagine how much more intense it would be if I was a lesbian or if I was bisexual or queer or if I was racist or anything of that sort, where you got to hide those things because they're not socially acceptable. I give credit to ignorant ass racists. At least they bold enough now to be ugly in their inside on the outside, you know? So I don't know. Won't get invited to many social things. That's fine. I'm cool by myself, finger guns. You'll be cool by yourself for a while, but it can get agitating here. Like there are times where I wish I could go interact more with more people. But I don't bend out of shape about it. Cute thing, I pump you up, I will take heaven. Up to, I will take heaven. Cute thing, I pump you up. Oh, you're a spam. Hi there. Let's get rid of you. Remove. Have you met any Korean Megwalas? No, I kind of hide from them. Actually, no, I'm wrong. That's a lie. I met two. I met two when I was at Seoul Fashion Week. Two of them walked up to me and they're like, dude, like I've been watching your videos for years. You, Sid, Jessica, quite a few of you. So I've met two. But I usually hide. I try to hide. A lot of people don't know me here except Americans. There's three Koreans I know of over the past 5 years, 4 years, who comment on my YouTube channel. Um, but no, I haven't really met. I've suggested I'll do an event with them where they can all stay at my apartment and we go to eWorld. Um, but we'll see about that. Definitely follow the Venezuela guy on Instagram. I need him to do ASMR. I think I've always had too much self-esteem and confidence. Christina Pisses excellence. Self-esteem is hard to come by as a young person. I'm near 40. Learn to be delivered. Is small talk a thing in Korea? No. Not really, unless you're meeting with a Korean who's absolutely enthused about you being a foreigner and they really want to talk to you. But everyone has pretty much been friends since childhood, so they clump together and roll together. So they might like acknowledge you, but that's about it. Like they ain't really here for you unless a friend has told them that they need to meet you, you know. Let's see. Yes, honey, I don't drink either. And ain't nobody about to force me to do so either. Yeah, I get the by yourself thing. I'm usually extremely quiet, and people usually tell me I have to change that. I got better, but it's like people want me to be super outgoing, which I'm not. People telling you that you gotta change. So nice of them to have an opinion about the life that you live within the body that you carry, the one that was given to you with the spirit that you have within it, with the mind and the heart that you have. Real interesting. Really. That's great. I would be extra quiet out of spite, just out of that. It's nice to converse and whatnot. And obviously you'll talk when and or if you have to and when you want to. But like telling you need to pop out of it, girl, do you? I'm a Brazilian boy. Well, good for you, Jarley. If you're around in here and you're here long and you start doing weird stuff, I have a tendency to block and remove really fast. Just giving you a heads up. Do you and Sid the kid work at the same school? No, Sid works with little children in the morning. Sid is at work right now. I work with middle school and high schoolers at night. She is also on the other side of town. I'm on the boring side of town. She's on the rich side of town. What do you spend the weekends on since you're not working? On the weekends, I am working. If I'm not teaching, I still have MacG production stuff. So I have meetings with corporations, potential partners with our business and things of that sort, so we can elevate and get to a new business dealings level. I might have photo shoots, like I have a photo shoot tomorrow because I need new promotional photos because my hair is no longer stupid short. Um, I sleep a lot and I get up and I do phone calls. Like I'm always working. I'm also a ministry team leader, so sometimes preparing for those things, but I don't really have off days. Off days. What do you let's see, come on and read. Middle schoolers have night classes. I am a Hagwon teacher, so I am their English teacher. They have day school, then they have English academy, and they have it with me and several other teachers to teach them grammar, reading, and speaking. Hmm. How are the students? Like American students or students in any other world, pains in the asses because they're students. Like they're well behaved for the most part, but they're kids. How were you when you were a child as a student? Not just imagine it personified because there's a bit of a language barrier. Do your students ever say ignorant stuff and you just be thrown off? I had one student call me ugly and my clap back was so fast he recovered really quickly and apologized and called me pretty after that. But usually not. Like my kids picked up on me real fast because my class introduction is 네 안녕하세요. 저는 Ashley Griffin입니다. 어, 저는 선생님이서요. 미국 사람이에요. 그리고 I speak more than one language as you can hear and see. So if you try to say something about me in Korean, 알아, I understand. 알았어요? Good. Turn the page and it like that was my introduction. So when they got that smackdown, they like, oh shit, we can't talk about her at all. So that made them love and appeal to me much faster. So no, they don't come too cray cray with me. Plus, I'm known for like picking my students up like with ease, or I'll have like four boys try to lock me out of a room and I just push it open and like, oh my God, they call me She Hulk and stuff. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Fear me, little kids. I am the one to fear. But they love me. They come and like bring me snacks and shit. It creeps me out because it be in their clammy ass hands. They come and bring me like candies and things, or they draw pictures for me, or they'll come and just like come give me a back hug and like give me hearts and stuff. They do love me and I do love them. Uh, See, I'm very awkward and shy, and people think that I don't like them. I have resting bitch face. Most people think I don't like the world. So I can relate. I really hate people most times. As a young person, I stayed around a bunch of girls that kept me in so much shit. I hate being around folks. Solo dolo is how I like to roll. You will find people who can in your presence and still let you feel solo dolo. That's why I love my circle of friends so much. How's Tom doing? Tom probably has taekwondo today. So he's more than likely doing stellar. He's a very smart nugget. I do exactly that. My family has told me for years I need to speak more and be more outgoing, but I have no real desire to be something I'm not. So I honestly avoid the ones that always say that. There you go. Like who tells someone they need to change a thing like being quiet? Being quiet keeps you out of trouble. A hagwon is like a rich kid school, or is that different? No, a hagwon is a private school, meaning that it's not your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, et cetera grade. Hagwons are specialty private schools for special purposes. You might have a music hagwon where you go and you study piano, or you have a language hagwon where you go and you study Japanese or Mandarin or English. So hagwons are just prolonged tutoring, basically. They be lit on IG. Yeah, they be absolutely lit. My kids are crazy. Hello, girl. That YouTube with the babies was so funny. Holy balls, you're gonna kiss. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. Doo 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 doo. You're on timeout. You recover. I am dead. Yeah, I would not want to mess with that. Fear me. Yeah, for real. Fear me. He said ugly. Yeah, to them I am ugly. To some of them, my features aren't Korean. If all you've ever seen is Korean, because these kids are not exposed to shit. There is literally a break in time between the younger children and then the kids who like listen to K-pop actively and listen to other artists and whatnot. There is a world of entertainment that is not available to them. Not because, and we love as Westerners and we love on the internet, us fandom people, to talk so much about they got the fastest internet in the world. They should be able, they should be able. I used to say those things too. Now that I live here, I see exactly why they don't. It ain't of no interest. It's of zero interest to them. It's not their world. Their world is this small peninsula, and that's the only focus that they have. So yeah, I look very different to them, not just by my skin complexion, but because I am physically structured different. I am I'm a curvy woman, and I got Medusa hair right now that they have called rope, spider webs, trindles, and everything in between. Some of the kids have thought it's the most beautiful thing they have ever seen. Some are horrified by it, like it's gonna come off tonight, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow looking the way I did. Like this is here. They don't understand that. So it's just a difference of comprehension. Yeah, I would not want to mess with that. Fear me, he said ugly. I scrolled too fast again. Doggone it, guys. I'm sorry. People try to make me socialize. My response: stole cold silence and extra strong RBF. I think not. Not this one here. I just picked pictured you with them like the Hulk and Loki saying, I wish I could flip them kids around like that. I swear. I'm dying because I can just see wide-eyed kids like, oh my gosh, she opened the door. Yeah, it freaks them out every time. And I don't know why they keep trying. And I'll open it and it don't be no strain. They be all on the floor holding their arm and stuff because I just push it open. Oh, teacher. I'm like, y'all know I'm strong. I don't know why you did this. Please open your books. Are your books here today? Checky soil. No? Where? Oh, like, yeah, I dominate my class. I don't need a lot of watching. The directors do come and, check in on my class and things of that sort to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to, but I do not have complaints from my class. I have complaints from my after class tutoring, but that's not a reflection of my professionalism or how I deliver. It's a reflection of them catering to mama out here and giving her everything she wants all the time, so she finds something to nitpick about all the time. But it ain't me. Let's see. I'm dying. I read that already. Yeah, I can get real comfort being by myself. I feel like I have to get reacclimated with society. I'm in the world, but not of it. Private school. Okay. Hi, Ashley. Sorry I'm late to the live. It's all right, Ariane. It's just gonna run as long as it does, and it'll end shortly. Do you prefer the outskirts of South Korea, or would you move to Seoul? Well, Daegu is not the outskirts. Daegu is the third largest city. Busan is the second, so it's not the outskirts. I'm not in the city, but I am a major city woman. This appeals to me from a saving standpoint, but I'm a night owl, and there's nothing to do at night. Soul is the bomb.com in that regard. Ropes, I love it. So true. The ways of America are not the ways of the world. Never should be collectively. Made it to a live stream. Yes. The RBF. I'm no stranger to that. I'm consistently told that I look like I could take over the world with my RBF. I wish that was confident. I wish I was that confident. Can you explain why the Korean entertainment industry can be ignorant? I just don't understand how Koreans know about every new American dance, but not know blackface is bad. Because First and foremost, my response to this is not a catball. It is not speaking for the entirety of entertainment. They can be ignorant because there is no financial gain in being smarter for them domestically. They make music that is influenced by the world because they work with producers who work all over the world. They listen to a handful of artists from other places, listen to that music, emulate it. They do not have a drilled into them necessity to know about the racial and cultural tensions of other nations because they got their own shit going on here. That's why. If it starts to hit them on a fiscal scale, whereas Korean consumers, both domestically and foreign, start to redact and take their money and retract that from them, then they will have a greater inclination. But worry not. There is an initiative already going on that hopefully will take place sooner than later, where they'll start getting that education real consistently and very, very good. There are a lot of meetings taking place concerning that. But that's why they're ignorant. I always say we are all ugly to somebody. Yep. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but ugly is in everybody's eye. I'm a hobbit and I love it. Oh, wow. I missed all the things. It's all right, Si. It's just me recapping my 6 months here. I gotta go. It's 5 here in Transylvania. Bye, Regina. Thank you for the answer about entertainment. You're welcome. A lot of companies in the entertainment industry does know, but some of them just don't care, like Yumi Ray and Tiger JK has expressed. Exactly. They don't. There's no reason for them to. None. Why I'm gonna be pressed about some people who are on the other side of the globe that I take from because emulating is the greatest form of flattery when ain't nobody here that look like y'all. And if they do, I don't see them because I choose not to. See, that's what that is. But again, that has nothing to do with what I personally learned. That's something that I already knew prior to getting here. So before we close this up, is there anything else that you would like to ask about the 6 months that I've been here before we turn this off? I thought it would be an hour, but there was a lot of things on here that I kind of expanded my response on. Man, it's been 6 months. I'm south of the border now in Silo, back in the D for a month next week. Oh, okay. That's what's up, James. Man, wrote a whole ass thing about this, so I just can't say any more about the issue. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk too much about it because that's not what this live stream was about anyway. Y'all can K-pop me when it's K-pop stuff, but this is about my living experience here. What? That's through HR, so I have no idea who she is. Boo, 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 boo. Here we go. Just responding to an email. 1 second. Uh, there we go. All right, had to respond to that. See, always working. Let's see. Let's see. When are you coming home? Ill. Home is right here, up in here. Like, mm. And I mean that ill, like genuinely. Like, I feel like there's unnecessary ownership when people ask that question. When are you coming home? Like, more than half of y'all don't come and see me when I am home. More than half of you don't like call about me when I am home. So what's the need for me to be there? Nothing's changed. Did the 6 months really go by quickly? Did some days feel like that? January was 87 years long, the longest January I can ever recall in my life. But the 6 months has flown by. It it really has. I felt like I had so much more time. It's flown by. Bye, Ryder. Think about my goal of teaching English in Japan. I hope you go for it. If you were visiting for vacay, where would you suggest? Definitely Seoul and Busan. Ain't shit in Daegu except E World. It's not much here. Um, Seoul, in and of itself, its entire existence is one amazing tourist attraction. It's crafted to be so. So you can get lost in the nooks and crannies and whatnot and find amazing things. I have not been to Busan since today, 2 years ago. I won't go to Busan until June. I've been kind of structuring my travels for some financial things that I need to contribute to. So those two things I would definitely suggest. If you could afford to go to Jeju-do, do that as well. Bruh, how is the diet there? Like nutrition wise, is it easy to be healthier there? Uh, that's interesting to say because you can be healthy wherever. It's a matter of your food consumption and your physical habits. So the majority of the nation is relatively skinny, but that's because they didn't take fitness out of their school system. Like they have been exercising all the time. There's never been a decline on that whatsoever. So there's a greater commitment to staying fit and slim. Uh, but yeah, wherever you are, like you got to find the vegetables, the fruits, and diversity in your proteins and things to keep your body healthy. Ashley, have you heard about recycling in Korea? How's it so good? Well, you can't live anywhere in your apartments and not do recycling. It's mandatory. So I have recycling bins here and whatnot. They make a very conscious effort, and I wish that it was more mandatory in America like it is here. I've lived in places that encourage recycling. I did far more recycling in Los Angeles than I did in Houston. Excuse me, but here it's mandatory. All trash bins are divided up equally and such. And if you find a trash bin that isn't, there is someone who physically comes by at night and sorts all your garbage out. So yeah, they're very serious about that. You ever speak Korean to a random person, they flip out over the fact that you can hold a decent conversation all the time, every single day, all the time. I literally have a manager when I respond in Korean who always still says, "Oh, you know what I was saying?" Yes, dude, you've been working with me for half a year. Yes. So yes, all the time. They often flip out. They always often flip up. Hi, Alejandra. Let me find out that I can get concrete solutions to health issues in South Korea. I will be on the first flight. Play these games with me. Speak some Korean. I know some. That's why I came to see you. You can go look at another video. Perhaps you can go look at the catfish date video or look at my videos from 2 years ago when I came to Seoul this same day. 2 years ago, you can hear some Korean then, or you can wait till this stream is done and you can rewind a bit and hear it there. But if I don't have a reason to use it, I'm not. Like, that's like when you find out someone can sing, you're like, oh, sing it. And they're like, I don't know what to say. Oh, I can speak another language. Oh, say something. What you want me to say? And they like, you don't know what you want the person to say. So, man, the amount of food I'm about to consume this fall. Ashley, I've watched you for so long. It still amazes me how you can remember everything. Oh, what? I mean, I live by notebooks. This is one Christina bought me right before I left, literally 3 or 4 days before I left America. I have 4 of them right here. I keep notes in my phone. I don't always remember everything. I gotta hold on to notes. Hold on to notes. What about the popular chain restaurants? I know it has to taste different from here in the US. McDonald's doesn't taste different, neither does Burger King, but there are some unique menu things. KFC, and I haven't had Popeyes yet because I can't tarnish that for myself. But KFC, the original recipe and extra crispy taste exactly the same because those herbs and spices, that's the same recipe all around the world. But like the hot wings and other things, they're fried in a different grease, so it does taste a little different. Yeah, just a little bit. Um, Enjoyed this. How often do you do these live streams? I usually do a live stream once a month, but on occasion now, these past 2 months, I've been popping on real randomly, unannounced, real random. Do you foresee getting involved in another career field after your teaching experience? Or are you remaining open to other experiences? I already own a corporation. I can't add much else except that I do teach. I do own now 3 digital publications. At the end of the year will be 5 because I believe in the philosophy of a former CEO of GE, General Electric. And one of the things that he said of his philosophies was you either buy or you obliterate the competition. So we will have 5 very soon. But other product offerings and things of that sort will be offered underneath that umbrella. That corporation is my greatest asset and greatest contribution to society. So hopping off, call me later. Bye, Christina. What's your favorite food you've had since living in Daegu? Chindak. It is it is boiled chicken and vegetables and glass noodles all in a big old skillet, and it's supposed to be for 2 people at minimum, and I eat it by myself, and the people are always in the kitchen looking through the window horrified when I do it because it's a 2 person at minimum serving, and I feast. That's one of my favorite things. But I always ate Korean food over the past 5.5 years anyway, so it wasn't too much that was new to me. um Let's see, remaining fingers too big for the keyboard. That's great. I wish we had a recycling program here in BFE, Louisiana. It'd be helpful. Ever get lost? If so, any wild stories? No. My coworker, however, every time she stops out the damn building, she get lost. Every time she step out the house, she get lost every week. I just don't understand. But no, I've not gotten lost. Annyeong. Hello, Alejandra. Annyeong. Nadoyo, how is your teaching experience going? It's wonderful. I love being a teacher. I love being a teacher. There's a lot of open and flexible space in the curriculum. Stuff is told to me at the last minute. It makes me grind my teeth, but I still do what I have to do. While you truly are multifaceted, that's where the name came from. Godspeed and continued success with all of your endeavors. Thank you. Is there any advice you can give me from your teaching experience? Do not take the children into your life. When they are in your classroom, they are yours for that 45 minutes, that 50 minutes, that hour, however long it is. Love them, tend to their needs in that classroom, but do not bring them in here because their problems cannot be solved by you and you alone. You are just one You are one influence, one impactful moment on the long range of their life. So that's my biggest thing. I had a hard time with that when I was a preschool teacher because they're very, very little and they need you to love you. They need you to love them. I mean, in a very different way. So, yeah, don't take them in here. Love your profession, but be careful with loving those kids individually like that. It can show in a way that makes them question the environment and love that they have from other teachers or other people around them and things of that sort, and can cause some real interesting dynamics. That's my biggest advice. Don't know if you've already answered this, but will your class change at some point? Like, do you get new babies or do they stay with you till they graduate? Both. Both happen. We change classes every 3 months. So I'm about to have some changes in my students again next month. But some of them have been there and will be there until they progress out of whatever they're doing academically. Some people hop academies based on budget. Ours is a expensive one. Most academies are, but ours is an expensive one because we accelerate their speaking and reading very, very quickly. We progress through books within less than a month. So yeah, I'll have new babies soon. I get new babies in some of my classes on a regular basis. Yesterday I had a whole new boy. I'm like, who are you? Where'd you come from? But the kids decide if they want to stay in your class or not. And every time I've had a kid introduced to my class, they've all stayed. So I'm very grateful for that. Just out of curiosity, what is the first thing you would recommend a new business owner to do first? Woo boy, figure out. Sheesh. First thing. Wow. And I've not forgotten everyone. I've written down the fact that one of the things you wanted to know about things that had nothing to do with, K-pop in South Korea on the business side is like how to engage your audience and things of this sort. I've not forgotten about any of that. I just talked about those health things that were going on. So first thing I would recommend for a business person is for you to not look at where you are right now. Look at where you want to be a year or 2 years ahead. We did not do that our first year. Now we are in our third year of business and we already have things planned out on our calendar up until 2020. Um, Look far ahead. So if your business is just you, do you want it to always just be you, or do you want to be able to sell the idea to someone a year or 2 years from now? Or is your business you and another person? If so, is that a partnership or is it a limited liability company? And what is your succession plan to get out of the role of leadership? You can only do so much at the top of the food chain. For the bottom of it, you have to find people who can facilitate your idea and be just as committed to it and feel like it's theirs as you. So that's my advice on that. Oh boy, got a whole bunch of other things, but that's the priority. Look ahead in your goals. See, I'm Japanese and don't know my language, but I know Korean. Weird, huh? No, I can't speak fluent Spanish, but that's a part of me. Do you have parent teacher conferences? No, no, we do not. We are not regular school. We are academy. So parents, if they have gripes and complaints, they individually speak with the homeroom teacher and or the director of the school, and that trickles down. So no, it's not quite the same in that regard. Hello, Blue Diamonds. See, you're one of those people who you could just easily listen to for hours because of all the stories, wisdom, and knowledge you provide. Love it, Ashley. Thank you, Sarah. What is the greatest thing that has happened to you in Korea so far, or your greatest accomplishment? Oh, that's gonna make me tear up. I can't even answer that without getting emotional. The greatest accomplishment is God gave it to me. I spent 2013 until the moment I literally moved here, scratching, clawing, and striving to get here. That's my greatest accomplishment. That I literally walk out and you live here. I spoke it into existence at one of the most emotionally difficult times in my life. And it's mine. It is mine. To God be the glory. Like for real, for real. Um, it's mine. For however long or short term it is, I I went after something and I said I wanted it despite all the things that were going on, and despite how many times I kept getting knocked over in the pursuit of being here. But I am here and nobody can take that from me. That is that's a hallelujah dance. That's a hallelujah dance. Aside from that, the strides and movements that it's made for MacG Productions, the things that it's done for my business, and the opportunity that it's going to give to my team, not just me. My business is not my business is not just me. I have some visions, but my greatest vision is that I'm setting up a platform that allows these women and these men and these thems that work with us to have their own dreams excel. That's the greater vision of it. Yeah, I want an empire. I didn't at first, but yeah, I do now. Yeah, I want an empire, and I function now as a woman who owns a multi-million-dollar business. It is not yet, but God has already shown me that when I speak, it happens. So I speak it into existence, and I believe it with every fiber of my being. So help me God, because it will happen. They will be able to write and publish their own books underneath our publishing and not have to do that struggle on their own. They'll have us backing them as they squad the whole time. They will be able to start fashion lines and jewelry lines or develop their own companies and things. And we'll be there 24/7, 365, supporting their individual goals. That's the greater common good of it all. So that's a great accomplishment as well. But nothing can take away the magic of me being here where I said I wanted to be 5 years ago. That's just everything to me. Everything to me. Um, Hello, Born Ethan. I would gladly take a business annex Ashley teaches because I'm almost in the mindset to start my own hustle. Yes, I come through. Do wish, by the way, was there. Thank you for answering that question, Ashley. You're welcome. BTS, good for them. Beat us, beat us, beat us. Today is a huge day for South and North Korea. Go United Korea. I'm very hopeful. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm hopeful that unity comes because that's just going to make them a greater power. There's going to be a lot that's got to be changed, though. You're very smart. You think ahead. Gotta think ahead. Because if you thinking just for today, I live for today, but I plan for tomorrow. The two leaders meet each other now. People in the world, please celebrate us. Aw. Are you gonna want to keep teaching in South Korea? I don't know yet. Don't know yet. I'm not against it, but there's some things that are on the table right now for my company that could have me here and not teaching the same regard. Instead, I'd be teaching influencers like you. I'd be traveling and or sending out to fly you here to come learn from me. So we'll see what the path has ahead for me. You can accomplish anything. I believe that. I really do because I had the audacity to doubt that I could, and everything around me proved otherwise. This train, it keeps moving, always does. I truly love that I found you. It has inspired me to aim for my goals of traveling both within the US and internationally. Magic! Hold up. Let's see, it's 1:36. I'll give y'all 10 more minutes of my time. Then I got to get back to meeting. I got to get back on a call with TJ. Good night, Shruti. Um, See, watch the Brocken news now. See, oh yes, ma'am. Did we just get a glimpse of Preacher Ashley? I'm loving it. Occasionally, Preacher Ashley comes out. One of my gifts of ministry is preaching, teaching, administration, and preaching. Totally girl positive vibes. You got this. Useless country ever first, Japan second, China third, USA. Born, I understand your enthusiasm. However, we're not gonna have it going on over here. So time out, you go. All right. Oh, bitch, don't do this to me right now. She threw her hands up. I can't help it. I mean, I speak from my heart. I'm currently having a hard time with school. I hate school. My career choice. So you're saying that you bit and clawed to get where you are inspired me, and I hope to be and feel that amount of happiness you are feeling. Thank you, Time Horse. I did. There was a lot of crying, a lot of tears along the way. Some of the people in this top chat firsthand with it know how much I cried and fought for it and how much I tried to back away from it because I do believe that if something is not for you, it'll show you it's not. I think what came from this is the question wasn't, not even the question, the statement wasn't, Ashley, this isn't for you, period. It was, Ashley, how bad do you want it? And I've never had that question asked of me. I've almost always gotten everything that I wanted. And it's not because I'm spoiled, it's because I'm stubborn and I don't back off. And if I don't want something, I just stop, which I've gotten yelled at about a lot of times for just stopping things in the middle of stuff. But when I'm done, I'm done. I'm better about it now. I'm better about it now. But yeah, it turned into, Ashley, how bad do you want it? Do you hate school, but you can't get to Korea the way you want to because you said you want to live and work there. So you can't get to Korea the way you want to if you don't finish school. How bad do you want it? You want your business to be able to have some initiatives that coordinate with Korean-based businesses so they have an international approach. How bad do you want it? Like, I never had that question asked of me, and I'm like, well, I don't really know how bad I want it, but I wanted it bad enough that I'm here. I wanted it bad enough. Yes, yes, yes. Um, Born as a body of blood. Bless it. One thing my mom always ingrains into me and my siblings is, you know, it's God When will the devil, you know it's God's will when the devil is doing everything in his power to stop you. I pray many, many more God-given blessings for you. I receive it. And same for you. I'm so happy for you, Ashley. I'm glad you were able to do this. That would be so cool for you to teach me. Oh my Lord. Now it's time for me to get my babe. Whoops, things coming out the ship. Go ahead, get it, stop. Speak it to fruition. Ah. 나는 요청해 뭐해. Take your romanization, go to Naver Translate, grab Papago, write it in English, and then copy and paste the Hangul here. Rule number 1 of learning a foreign language: don't learn the romanization. I'll pump your baby taste the sacred. You know, you're back. It's amazing to me that you are back. I would really like for that person to disappear. The timeout just wasn't long enough. Yeah. There we go. Da, da, da. I love being able to get rid of stuff. It's so wonderful. You're one of my biggest inspirations. I can't wait to meet you. Totally speaking into existence. Well, come on in. Harold! I have heart questions I've had since 2016. School ended. That's what's your advice to someone who is just kind of in limbo like myself, who doesn't know what to do? I mean, I have a job, but I know what I want, and I'm meant for more than a few hour part-time job. 2016, you just got out of limbo and you just got out of school and kind of don't know what to do. Such and such is a positive space. I love it. Yeah, I love maintaining a positive space. It's the bomb. Um, let's see. I'm thinking. Uh, um, hmm. When in limbo, you're gonna have friends and family, particularly older ones, tell you that you need to figure it out because that's what people told them, and then people told them who told them, and then people who told them who told them. So it's a cycle of that. Um, uh, I know what to tell you. Inadvertently, during a conversation with a friend of mine who was older, they're in their 40s at this point. At the time, they were in their late 30s. I was having a woe is me moment, and I was talking to him, and I'm like, do you know, is it just a moment where, you feel like you're really an adult and whatnot? Do you really feel like you're living, you're doing life correctly and whatnot? And he kind of laughed. Then it was a laugh that could only come from somebody who's got experience with it and who has made a resolve about what was about to come out of his mouth. And he kind of looked at me and he was like, Ashley, all of us are faking it. All of us are faking it. Every day we're just trying to figure out how to do that particular day. Like there's no cut and dry. And he was talking about it more, but that stuck with me. We're all faking it. How freeing is that? Ain't nobody out here got it all together. None of us do. That friend you have who went to university right after high school, got a good job, stayed at it, is still at that same job, will later on be laid off and not know what to do. That plan that you had to do this, that, and the third, and then something happened and it no longer works. And now you're just stagnant. My plan: going to university, graduating in 4 years on a full scholarship, to come out and open a dance studio that also had massage therapy. So it would have been a dance and spa, dance therapy, dance education was my emphasis. But a fishing trip and a car accident that came along with it changed my whole life. We all out here faking it. We really, really are. So if you don't know what you want to do today, that's fine. And if you get involved in something and a week into it or 10 days into it, you realize it's not what you want, how long can you endure it until you can get to what you want to do next? It's all a process of elimination, but ain't nobody got it. And social media can make y'all think people got it. We don't all have it together, and neither will you. You never will. So maybe that gives you some comfort. Maybe it comforted me. Uh, let's see. Dang troll. Yeah, thanks for reporting the person. I appreciate y'all. It is always a pleasure to share moments like this with you. 감사합니다. 사장님. 네. I'm so happy I could read that and understand it. Sorry, super happy. Isn't it exciting when you can read another language? You're like, oh my God, I get it. Preach. I'm in my mid 30s and I'm still trying to figure life out. I still don't really know what I want to do next in life. Girl, I was stagnant for a good 6 years. Took me 8 years to get out here. You want it, you'll get it. Oh, okay. Social media will have you effed up. Yes, it will. Social media will have you thinking that everybody got it together and whatnot. We don't. Nowhere close. Nowhere close. I've got oop, 3 more minutes with y'all. Three more. Then I gotta get on off. Because your heart won't let it go, even when you don't know if you're working towards it. That's the truth, Si. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. Obey God and leave the outcome to Him. Okay, good night for real. Good night, F Doctor. Fake it till you make it is real. I want to write in pop culture entertainment. I'm going to, thanks to you, Ashley. What? Without having to go back to New Jersey or New York, which I refuse to do. I hope so. And if Taylor, life makes you go back, like life made me go back to Houston 20 something years after I left it. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be disappointed and frustrated. And it's okay to feel that way for a long time, but don't let it be concrete around you. I made Houston my prison. I didn't have to. I really didn't have to. But the feelings I had about how I got there, why I was there, and how fast I wanted to leave, I left in 5 years. I value it, but I could have navigated it differently. Hindsight is always 2020, eh? If we could all figure life out, it would be boring. I would take boring sometimes, I swear. Please wish me luck. I'm learning Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. I'm going to keep working till I got it. I wish you complete and utter success on it. Himdaro. That means hard work. Haiting. Hey girl, it's May You Fly from Twitter. Ah, it's me. It's me. Is that Miley? It's me. It's me. Thank you for being an influence on me, Ashley. Y'all are welcome. Thank y'all for keeping me motivated. Just made me let out the biggest breath I feel like I was holding. Oh, Harold, my love bug. Look at great minds thinking alike. I'm 17 and I was stuck in limbo for almost 4 years. My solace and saving grace was and will continue to be music. Oh, that's beautiful. I dig that. Mm, that's what's up. There we go. Yeah, somebody was asking me something that I didn't have an answer for. It didn't have anything to do with my department. All right, we got 1 minute left. A charge to you, you happy little nuggets. I will be sending out the invitation again for those of you who would like to be a part of my live stream. First, listen to Got7's full album. I'm telling y'all now, all the next week is all about Got7 because I'm going to see my babies in this country. And I am quite enthused about it. Appreciating you for years now and to see you soaring is awesome. Have the love you send out wrapped up in truth is the best. Thank you. I pray for all the blessings for you, Ashley. I want to be an author and help the suicide epidemic in South Korea. Do it, Gabby. They need you. They need you. Have a good morning and day, Ashley. Did you enjoy them hot Cheetos? Yes, girl, I did. That's what's up, Gabby. Wow, oh my God, I want to watch those, but I have finals. Have a good night, and I will see you later for Got7. I will see you all later, Megualas. Thank you for spending almost 2 hours impromptu with me again. Much love to you all. Bye, y'all.